Hello and good morning. This is Scott. Welcome to the meditation live stream. I try to broadcast every day, and the streaming app that I use, sometimes they update it, and there are things that I need to do to adjust it, and I think I fixed it. Yesterday, I was showing a broadcast that went for 30 minutes, but for some reason, YouTube only saw about 12 minutes of that broadcast. So there's things I need to stay with, sort of like you can't set things and forget them. So there's no set it and forget it setting for live streams. So what I like to do is a brief talk, and then we'll get into a guided practice. And today we'll go for about a half an hour. And the work here on my channel is to develop a more complete sense of self using meditation practice, not to abandon life, not to turn away from experience. And we do this by using awareness, which is my favorite term for something that we are endowed with as people. We all are endowed with awareness, and we use awareness with our body, our emotion, in our mind, and in our relationships. And awareness is the spiritual and like almost bridge between what is and what shall be. What do I mean by that? Well, when we become more aware of life in these different dimensions, we have more access to wholeness. We see things more as they actually are. And this is useful because it tells us about what is in terms of life. It helps us see what is. And then it is up to us to interpret that which we are aware of. And over time, you begin to kind of formulate a larger, more complete picture of yourself and others, and reality with a capital R. And it's up to each and every one of us to work in that direction, to move from sort of the crutch of others telling us how things are to our own self telling ourselves how things are. And when we come into that space, this is a greater relationship with the divine, a greater relationship with Spirit, with God. And that is what life is all about, this sort of harmonious a more harmonious way of approaching ourselves and each other in the world. And it has a ripple effect. So every time I become aware of something that I had not been before, it will transform by virtue of itself. And that transformation not only impacts me, but impacts the community. It goes out into the community as well. So, that being said, before we start, I have been reading the Tao, and I'm on sort of almost getting the way through this translation of the Tao, and I'm using the stanzas of the Tao to elicit a meditative mood, and that mood helps get closer to the state of meditation, the state of consciousness of meditation. And today, we are on number 50, Above Death. Life arises, then moves toward death. Of those who live, 3 in 10 follow the way of life. 3 in 10 hasten toward death. 3 in 10 drift between life and death, cut short by their indulgence in excess. Why is this? Because they heap too much upon life and so meet an untimely end. But I have heard of one who is skilled in preserving life. Walking the land, no rhinoceros or tiger threatens him. Entering the battle, no weapon can wound him. For the rhinoceros finds no place to lodge its horn. The tiger finds no place to set its claws. The soldier finds no place to thrust his blade. Why is this? Because he has no place of death within him. So let's begin now with practice, gently closing your eyes. We'll start with some deep breaths in through the nose and then out through the mouth. Charging up the breath. Allowing your breath to fill your whole trunk of your body, front to back, side to side, top to bottom. Allowing your breath to reach all the way down into your pelvic floor, into your legs, and all the way down to your feet. Great, and then we'll do 3 more. Excellent. And then now allowing your breath to reach your normal way of breathing. And just tuning into your body and your body sensations. Feeling the temperature, the tingling, the pulsing, the energy, the sense of aliveness of your body. When we tune into our body, we sense a vast evolutionary experience. We're not just, 20, 30, 40 years old. We're millions of years of evolution. There's a sense of history in our bodies, as well as presence. feel your body's contact with the earth underneath you. And you could begin the practice of feeling and softening. On the in-breath, feeling your body, sort of a high-resolution feeling on the in-breath. And then on out-breath, softening. Just beginning to soften and melt on the out-breath. Down through your body like warm honey into the earth. In each cycle of breath, you feel a little bit and you melt a little bit more into the earth. And the earth receives that energy deep into the earth and transforms it, recycles it. One of the great things about our planet that we live with and on and as. And then bringing your attention up into your heart, feeling your heart space, breathing in and out of your heart, center of your chest. You have your physical heart, you have your heart chakra, you have your spiritual heart. Breathing in and out of your heart space. In breath, feeling your heart. Out breath, softening and expanding your heart. When coming in contact with your emotions, you can notice what's present right now for you emotionally in your emotional landscape. And without making your emotions right or wrong, good or bad, just allowing yourself to feel a little bit in the shared space. You could be feeling any of the 5 main cardinal emotions, like anger, sadness, fear, joy, or shame. And because we as people are meant to feel things together, allowing yourself to feel in a shared space is part of emotional hygiene.